Hello, everybody. This is Rochelle Houghton from Real Broker in Billings, Montana. And I have with me today Dustin Brohm with Real Broker in Salt Lake City. So nice to see you.
What's up, Rochelle? Thanks for having me. I'm honored that
Yeah,
you'd ask. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Thanks for doing it. I'll have to share with the audience. I actually reached out over Instagram and Dustin answered. So here we are. This is incredible. What a great privilege to be with you here today.
I
Now,
appreciate that. Thank you.
I did actually sit at a table next to you at the Rise convention in Orlando. You guys were all very busy, so I didn't go over and introduce myself. But what was your biggest takeaway of that convention? That was outstanding.
Oh, that's a good question. Biggest take. So usually my takeaways are not like content related. It's usually, honestly, for me, every time I go to a big real event, it's just a deeper, and I'm struggling with this. It's just more validation that
Mhm.
I'm in the right place. I feel like real is a place where my kind of people are at. Ever since I moved here from EXP almost 2 years ago, I just feel at home. Like my friends are here, like-minded people are here, content creators and marketers and entrepreneurs are here. Everybody's so open and collaborative. And so when I go to a big live event like that, it drives that home because
Yeah,
it's not just theory. It's like, okay, I'm meeting all these people that are just so cool and nice and willing to share everything. There's no ego
right.
really. Like I can't think of anyone who's a big egomaniac that I've ever met at Real at
Not
all.
at all.
I think
I
that's my biggest takeaway.
when I first walked into the convention, I was walking down the big hallway, and everybody's gathered around the sign-in
The 3
portion.
miles to and from
Yeah.
the event. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And as I go walking in, there's a gentleman who his back is to me. And I walked right up to him and tapped him on the shoulder. And I said, "Is this where we sign in?" And Brad McCallum turns around and he's like, "Yep, this is where you go." And he directed me over there. I mean, just really the kindest and most authentic people, probably of any convention I've ever been to. It was incredible. That was a great experience. It was a great culture. I'm going to go to everyone from here on out. I loved it. Yeah.
It's just a different company. Like I don't say this to badmouth other companies, but when the executives and other agent leaders just kind of like, get whisked away backstage to their own little VIP
Right.
entrance so that they could not get bothered by people like
Right.
that. That's just a different environment it's just not natural for me.
Yeah, and none of that went on when we were there at all. I loved it. So
Right.
you mentioned before that you came from EXP. So
Yes.
given that they're both cloud brokerages and they obviously offer very different opportunities, what made you make that decision? What brought you to Real?
Well, laying that out was like an hour-long podcast episode 2 years ago when I
Yeah,
made the move. There's a lot to it. I just wasn't happy, and I was frustrated with certain things, frustrated with the direction of the company, with the deterioration of the reputation, which was making it harder for me to attract other great agents to the company, which is a big part of my business model. I mean, just transparently and truthfully, I was watching over time that my network of agents, my organization of agents was getting bigger slowly, but I was watching my revenue share go down. So
huh,
I was doing what I was supposed to. I was adding agents and making less money every time.
huh,
So that wasn't the only catalyst. Like that was just what kind of got me curious. Like, okay, are the other brokerages like this? But that certainly was certainly something that got me started looking at it. And in hindsight, I didn't even realize this at the time, Rochelle, but in hindsight, I felt unseen at that company. I felt unappreciated, unseen. Not that I'm some fancy pants and need, like to have my name in lights and, to have my,
right.
someone pat me on the back and stuff, but to feel like it didn't matter at all to any leadership there that I was at the company. I mean, it was honestly, it was really highlighted when I left. I heard from one person. I had one person from EXP reach out, and it was someone I wasn't even connected with them. I wasn't in their downline, and they wished me well. But everyone else had, built an organization of 340 agents in those 6 years,
Yeah.
and nothing from anybody. I don't know, the personal reasons, financial reasons, but ultimately, I also saw the opportunity at Real to be a dramatic upgrade, not just a sidestep, not just, lateral move to save a few $1,000s here or there. It, I saw it as a dramatic upgrade in so many other ways. I saw, honestly, an opportunity to make a lot more money through revenue share and just the fact that I'm just going to lay it all out. You asked.
Yeah.
So
Do it. Do it.
my attrition rate at EXP with my agents was 55%. And so you need two people, you need to bring two agents to the company just to keep one. And it's a really hard to build a business that way.
Yes.
And I've since seen one of their big leaders there post on Facebook, their attrition rate is 59% within their organization. Like, so 6 out of 10 agents that go there end up leaving. Like, that's, to me, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And all the reasons why they're leaving, right,
Mm-hmm.
is the problem. I
Sure.
looked at Real, and I had heard someone tell me that Real only loses 7% of their agents. And my first thought was bullshit. Like, there's no way. But I thought, okay, first off, let's find out if that's true. And I ended up verifying it's true because it's out in the quarterly reports. It's out in the earnings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that told the whole story, right? I just didn't know what the details of the story were, but it told the entire story. Agents are coming to this brokerage and very few ever leave. And so it made me very curious, like, okay, why are they staying?
Yeah.
And if that's true, that might be a great place for me to build my business and feel good about recommending to the agents that I felt responsible for.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've grown exponentially since you're joining Real Broker. How many agents do you
Yes.
have with you right now?
1,080 in
Gosh,
about 23 months.
that is insane.
It's
And
insane.
and your attrition rate, since you knew it in EXP, do you have that? Do you know what your
I
attrition
think it's about in line with, 7 or
the
8%.
nationals? Okay. And do you think that is just because primarily with the culture of the company? I mean, it's, that work hard, be kind. Everybody always just thinks that's a motto, but I truly see that in every meeting that I go to, every person that I talk to. It is a work hard, be kind community. I love that. Do you think that's what has helped you grow? Because that's a huge amount of growth in a very short period of time.
It's absolutely a huge contributing factor, of course, because I've been in a cloud-based model for 8 years now, and I've
Okay.
been attracting agents to a cloud-based model for 8 years now. And so I'm able to kind of like zoom out a little bit and oversimplify and look at concepts instead of like being in the minutia. And I'm like, why are so many agents coming here and staying? And then why are they telling their friends and bringing their agents as well?
Hmm.
Because I mean, of course, I didn't bring 1,000 people myself. I brought
Right.
70, which is a lot, but then they have then brought agents, and so the duplication is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's because they're happy. It's because they're having fun. And when you're truly happy and having fun, like, who leaves that? And if you're making
Right.
more money and the finance, or even if the finances are just the same, or
Hmm.
even a little bit less, if you're fulfilled and having fun and you feel like you're building a business with friends and with partners, that's really hard to leave, you know?
Sure.
Yes, the culture of collaboration has a huge role to play
Mm.
in that, because one of the big differences between this company and the old one, there's nothing, there's no event, there's no mastermind, there's no training, there's no resource held from you based on which sponsor you picked. And that's not true of the other company. Like, if you were to go to another group and say, I want to attend your events, they're like, sorry, you're not in our downline. That's just how it works over there. And while I understand that, I also think there's a lot of flaws in that, and it causes a lot of issues. So when you come here, of course, your sponsors matter, because those are your business partners. Those are the people that you're building with and you have direct access to. And in a way, they're responsible to help you and plug you into resources. So your sponsors matter, but that's in addition to everything else Real offers. So no matter who your sponsor is, you get access to everything from everybody, every event, every training, every mastermind. Nothing is held from you based on sponsorship here. And so it's a natural thing, right? Like, you're an agent, you want support, you want to be able to connect with others and find your little tribe of people.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to do here when you're just free to fly anywhere within this one big company.
Yeah. And I'll have to say personally, I think the biggest thing that stood out to me is the technology. I mean, the technology that this company provides, even when Pritesh was on stage saying, that what was there, 132 engineers that are working on all of our technology that we use day in and day out from scratch. I mean, it is phenomenal technology. What do you think's coming in the future for this company? Every time they do something new, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's nothing they can do better. And then they do something better. I mean, It's phenomenal.
It is. I do have one gripe, and that's I feel like we get ahead of ourselves a little bit and announce something, and then there's a little bit of a wait before it's actually fully
Yes.
ready to go.
Yes.
So, like, it's not all perfect. I wish we would maybe just wait to say that something's ready until it's actually ready. But outside of that, the technology and the AI tools and everything that is built now is just mind-boggling. Like the banking platform with
Yeah.
Real Wallet Capital, extending lines of credit to agents based on production and based on assets, not on credit score or tax returns. It's
Right.
unbelievably cool. And so I have not seen another brokerage that is as ahead of the curve on AI as we are. And there's stuff we're working on that is not ready to launch yet, that is even next level. And as AI continues to improve and advance and make more things possible,
Mhm.
we're already out ahead, and we have this giant team who can help implement and iterate. So I just see more. I had an agent ask me this the other day. They're like, well, what's the point of all this technology? It's to make the agent to give the agent the ability to do so much more in the amount of time that you have
Yeah.
with prospecting, with nurturing, with Leo for clients, which is open in most MLSs now. You just get new leads into the system, and Leo
Runs
nurtures
with it.
them over time. And
Mhm.
in theory, spits a client out the other end or refers them over to the mortgage company or your preferred lender or whatever. If you don't have to do all that prospecting time yourself, it frees you up to do a ton more money making activities or
Yeah.
servicing the clients.
Sure.
And so I know that the mindset there from Tamir, our founder, and Pratesh, our CTO, was, well, if an agent can handle, let's say, 10 deals a month currently, let's put some tools in their hands that lets them do 20 deals a month, 40 deals a month, right? If it just takes a lot of
Yeah.
that crap off your plate to just focus on money making activities, you can do so much more. And that's the goal behind it all. So I'm excited to see what comes next as well.
Yeah. Now, you started Massive Agent. How long ago did you start that podcast?
Over
I
eight
love
years.
that. Where did you get the name?
So I was walking my dog on New Year's night of 2018. So January 1st, 2018, taking my dog for a walk. I was listening to Smart Passive Income podcast by Pat Flynn, and he was talking about the power of podcasting for him. And I'm a marketer and I want to do all the things. And so a podcast was on my list. I'm like, I got to do one of those, but it was always, I'll do it tomorrow. And I'll do it tomorrow. And he was talking about how every episode he would have people listen for an average of 45 minutes every week. And I'm like, that is unbelievable attention. You can't get that on YouTube. You can't get that on social for damn sure.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I'm going to go back to my basement office and I'm going to record the first episode of a podcast. Damn it, I'm doing it right now tonight. And and so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to need a name. And for some reason I thought, okay, Mega Agent. And I thought, what's bigger than Mega? And I remember saying Massive Agent out loud. And I shit you not, I started to laugh out loud because I thought it was so freaking stupid. And but then a half second later, I was just like, that's it. Massive Agent. I thought it was so dumb, but I'm like, I'm going to go make it mean something. And I didn't overthink it. I'm like, that's the name. All right. What am I going to do the first episode about? And how often am I going to do it? And what day is it going to launch? And I just decided
Mhm.
Massive Agent because it was bigger than Mega in my mind
I love that. And you started your very first podcast how long ago?
on January 1st, 2018.
2018. And now you're
Yeah.
on episode what, 426 or something?
Yeah. Yeah. I think 423, 426, something like that.
Yeah.
It's coming out this week. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do
Every
you think
Thursday
is
morning.
every Thursday? So you do one podcast a week. That's kind of your general. Okay.
I do one episode of the Massive Agent podcast every week. Yes.
What do you think is your biggest benefit from doing the podcast? You have a lot of followers. You have people that are listening to that. You're giving a lot of information in those podcasts. I love your podcasts.
Thank you.
It, I mean, it's like the cheat code to real estate agents, for us to get on there and listen to you. I love that. You had one that was a cheat code episode too.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, as a marketer, I love the term cheat code. It's a great
Yes.
way to, get people interested in clicking.
Yeah.
It's opened so many doors for me that I don't think would ever have been open to me if I didn't have this platform.
Hmm.
To be totally honest, when I started that podcast, well, even throughout my entire career, I was never a big time producer. Like I was never, like this big award-winning producer. I never sold 100 homes in a year, like not even close. And so like I got busy enough to where I was like, wait, I actually don't want to be this busy because I was missing my son growing up. I missed his first steps. I missed his first words. My wife had to send me videos of those things while I was at a freaking open house, and another time when I was stuck in traffic. And I'm like, if this is what it means to be a successful agent, I don't want it. And so I started looking for a different business model, which is, why now agents are my business. Agents are my clients. Agents are my partners, which lets me work from anywhere.
For me as an agent, my biggest benefit is the advice that you give. One of your recent ones was your gold mine is in the clients that you already have. So many agents are out there trying to figure out how to get so many more leads and do all this. And I love that you said your lead base is in your sphere that you have right now. Nurture that. But what do you feel has been your biggest benefit to starting the podcast?
It's been the people that I've met, the relationships that I've been able to build with other industry leaders, other industry influencers, people that are just so much further ahead in business and finances and all of it than I am. But because I built a platform over time, I now had something that, like all of a sudden I became a peer of all these industry leaders and influencers, which is wild because again, I was just a very average, like maybe slightly above average agent. I feel like I was an above average marketer, but it through like amazing things happen when you just keep doing something over and over and over and you don't freaking stop. And over, years and years and years, I built this platform. I also built a platform on social media. And, what's so cool about it is I've met some incredible people which have helped pull me forward in my career and in my finances and in business.
Yeah.
Just by being peers with these people. But it's also shown me the importance of just being so stubborn that you don't stop doing something.
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, if real estate didn't work out for me, if I had not figured out marketing and lead gen back in the day, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing. I'm unemployable. I'm completely unemployable at this point. So I don't know. Like I just week after week after week after week, video after video after video, I built something that attracted the right people, not everybody, but the right people who resonate with it. It's certainly helped me build confidence. My communication has improved because when you talk over and over and over for a long time, you get better at communication and articulation and all the stuff. So yeah, it's helped me upgrade as a human in more ways than I could even imagine.
That's awesome. Now, did I read somewhere that you were a finalist for the Inman Innovator of the Year in 2025?
No, it wasn't 25. It was I want to say it was 2019, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably 2019 because it was before COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I was I think I was second or third place in the
That's
Inman
awesome.
Innovator of the Year for podcast, which is kind of crazy.
How about that?
Right.
How about that? That's amazing. So, with all of this, obviously, it's given you more time with your family. They've benefited from that, correct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Now,
Yeah.
do you have a large family?
I have 2 kids. So
Okay.
my amazing wife, I don't know if I'd be at Real if it wasn't for my wife. She encouraged me to just take the leap and go for it and, really made me believe that she trusted me and my judgment and I was like, look, we're probably going to take a pay cut for a little bit because I'm turning off the revenue share from this company and I have to rebuild it over here. And I have no idea how long that's going to take. I was hopeful.
And you probably had a good amount of stocks and stuff too, right?
Yeah. I left behind some unvested stock for sure. I just saw the opportunity here being so much bigger. But my wife's incredible. I have an 11-year-old boy and a 8-year-old girl. So not a huge family. Didn't grow up in a big family either. Just family of 4.
Are you also a coach? You have a little bit that you talk about your football, your passion for football and sports and that. Do you have a background in that?
I mean, I played sports, but I do not coach sports. I coach agents and mentor agents. But yeah, I've coached a soccer team before because the coach didn't show up. And
No.
if somebody's going to do it, I'm not going to have this joker do it. So I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens every once in a while
It
out there
does.
with the kiddos, that's for sure. And
It
somebody's
does.
got to step up to it without much notice. But I love the dads or the moms that step up to do that. That's
You gotta
amazing.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, of the social media platforms, which one do you think is the most beneficial to your real estate business that you're building, the agents and the real estate market in general? Do you have one that stands out to you?
For me, it's Instagram.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's where I have the biggest network or the biggest audience, I should say. It's also the platform that I like the most. And so, like, I feel like agents overthink the hell out of social, and they're like, "Well, I love Instagram, but my clients are over here on Facebook." Well, then be on Facebook. Like, you need to
Right.
be where your people are.
Sure.
Now, most agents, their people are on Instagram and Facebook and probably TikTok to a certain extent. But I just say focus on the platform that you like, because if you like it, you can do it long enough to be successful. If you hate it, you're going to give up at some point. So Instagram for sure. YouTube is very powerful. And even though I've been putting my podcast on there for years, I haven't really done crap with like actual YouTube videos until this year. I've been doing one every Tuesday so far
Okay.
in 2026, and will continue. Big time commitment for sure, big energy commitment, but YouTube's super powerful. And then, I mean, the podcast is extremely powerful as well.
How
But
do you feel like your YouTube channel has changed over this last year since you're focusing on it more now than you had before? Has it changed quite a bit? Have you noticed that? Or what are you seeing?
I haven't noticed, to be honest. I mean, I'm certainly more knowledgeable about it and know more of the nuances around the content on YouTube, thumbnails, title selection, descriptions, how to set up the video, all the stuff. And, still making a lot of mistakes with it. But I haven't really noticed that much of a difference. What's super interesting to me, I have a pretty small YouTube audience compared to social media and my podcast.
Okay.
But I've been really surprised over the last couple of years when I would go to industry events and I'd have agents come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I love your YouTube videos," or "Hey, I follow you on YouTube." I'm like, "Why?" Like, I'm like, "That's weird." And it was I got so many of those comments for something that was just kind of like on the back burner in my mind as just like I just put my podcast there and just like it's whatever. And that showed me there's a ton of attention there that I'm ignoring, and I need to start paying attention. And so I have not, we're 5 or 6 videos in. I did some last year and in the year before that, just a couple random ones, but I haven't been doing it long enough to really notice a difference in numbers or anything. Like, my views are up a little bit, but YouTube's one of those things that takes time. So I don't even have an end date on it. Just like when I started my podcast, I didn't say I'm going to podcast every week for a year. I just said I'm going to podcast every week. And with YouTube, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a YouTube video every week.
Yeah.
And it's
And
just,
that works for you. And it's
yep,
growing though.
yeah. And we'll see where
I
we're
think a
at
lot of
in a year. Well, who knows?
Yeah. And I think a lot of agents, self included, we get in our head and think, well, my hair's not perfect today. I don't have what I need to do this. And honestly, as you scroll through somebody's YouTube channel, no matter how big they are today, when you go back to the beginning, it's somewhat comical because you know who they are now that you're watching them and paying attention to them. But, nobody starts out perfect, that's for sure. But I love that to learn that way.
That's the only way to learn, like, you can't just read a book or take a course about YouTube,
Right.
never having done it, and then all of a sudden expect to, your first YouTube video turns you into this big mega influencer with, 10,000 subscribers or whatever. You can only learn through doing. And so, yeah, it's funny. Like, I think if you don't look back at the content you were doing 3 months ago, 6 months ago, and if you don't cringe a little bit, you're not growing fast enough.
Yeah.
If you look back at your content and you're like, and that's just how you are today, it means you're not freaking growing. That's not a good thing.
If there was one piece of advice that you could give a new agent, someone just starting out in the business, I've been in the business since 2003. You've been in the business a long time as well. And when I look back at the real estate agent that I was, all those years ago, uh, and think of the agents that are coming in now, what would be the one piece of advice that you would give those agents that are just starting out?
Okay, so my default answer is marketing is everything. Marketing is everything. I used to think that, like, being a good agent was everything. Now, that's a standard. Of course, you have to be good at what you do and deliver a great service, obviously. But you could be the best agent, quote unquote, and be completely broke because no one knows you exist. What matters is you need to be the best known agent. You need to be the most visible agent. If you look at the agents in your market that are selling the most homes, it doesn't mean they're the best agents.
Right.
And
Right.
you know this, unfortunately, like, we've all worked with some of these big mega agents. complete dopes, but their marketing and their branding and their ad spend is just dialed in and they get a ton of business. So we think they're the best agent just because they have all these numbers. One has nothing to do with the other. So marketing is everything. Lead gen, building a brand is huge. I wish I would have started way sooner and made a ton more mistakes. I wish I would have invested in coaches and courses and masterminds and trainings a lot faster, because those are cheat codes. Those are like, that's how you condense time. Like, if you hire a coach or take a course, what that means is you're taking all of their expertise and you're downloading it now today, instead of
Yeah.
you having to learn all that over the next 8 years, 20 years. You can just take their experience and learn from it today.
And
So I wish I would have done that sooner and more often.
do you have a coaching platform that you recommend or that you use?
So I am part of a coaching group called Viralish. It's a content
Okay.
creators platform. I'm always content is such a main focus of everything that I do. So I'm trying to learn how to do better content, bigger content, more mass appealing content. And so that group has been super valuable for that. I've been part of masterminds in the past that have been
Yeah.
fantastic. The Forward event and the Forward mastermind that Neil Dingra does
Okay.
is that's the one that I'd say, if you are an entrepreneur in real estate, if you don't know about the Forward event in Vegas every July, and if you don't know about the Forward Mastermind, you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So you provide coaching services yourself.
I do, yeah.
Awesome. Now, do you do that with new agents, experienced agents? Is there kind of a wide gamut that you represent and help?
Yes and no. My coaching is mainly for entrepreneurial agents that feel stuck and are looking for, the next level. And so part of that is increasing the hell out of their lead flow, increasing the conversations that they're having. So marketing and lead gen is a huge part. But then also, like, thinking like a business owner, putting certain systems and hiring the right people so that you can actually scale and do more. So I would say that I help agents who are entrepreneurial build actual businesses and all the different facets of that.
Okay. In the real estate, in the real broker, what do you think within the brokerage itself? What do you think is what we're going to see? What is your prediction for 2026? What's coming ahead for us here? What can we expect?
That's a really good question. I feel like as far as growth goes, we've just kind of been on autopilot, 1,000 to 1,200 plus agents every month join. I think that's just going to accelerate. We've seen a massive January with
Yes.
agents joining this brokerage. It's been nuts. I think that will accelerate. But once Leo for Agents, our AI that nurtures clients, and I mean, it can even answer your Zillow lead phone calls, Rochelle, once it's
Really?
ready to go. It's going to be incredible. Once that is really in full swing and, like, word gets out, I think everyone's going to want that. So that's going to be very exciting to see implemented this year and really, hit scale this year. I plan on, even though I'm not personally in production anymore, I plan on doing some marketing and getting a bunch of leads into that system so that,
Yeah.
nurtured clients can come out the other end and I can refer them off to an agent that can better serve them.
Now, are they kind of rolling that out little by little to certain areas, agents right now? Are they starting with that? I remember at the Rise convention, they said it would start coming out in quarter 1, and then by quarter 4, it would be in a full rollout. So has that already begun?
It has, yeah. There's a lot of the bigger MLSs around the country and Canada where Leo for Clients is rolled out, but some of the functionality is still held back from it. So yeah, like once we hit summertime, I think it's going to be like game on.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that's all the questions that I have for you today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with little old me in Billings, Montana. So that
You got to
has
stop
been,
talking about yourself like that. I'm
yeah.
happy to talk to you. You're doing awesome stuff, and I'm honored that you would ask.
Well, I appreciate you very much. So
Absolutely.
I hope you have a good rest of your day, and maybe we'll see you at Las Vegas this year.
I'll be there. Thanks,
Awesome.
Rochelle.
I will be there too. See you there.
Love it. Awesome.